Thank you for attending the Cuscen USA Executive Webinar Session. Since 2012, Cuscen has been a global enterprise software publishing company based in the United States. Some of the Cuscen enterprise software products are Cuscen ERP Enterprise Business Edition, Cuscen ERP Small Business Edition, Humica, Next DMS, and Automotive Dealer Management System software. For more information, please visit the corporate website at cuscenusa.com. To get the executive webinar session started, I would like to invite Kevin Devisioglu from Cuscen USA. Kevin, floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the introductions. Today, I'm excited to introduce our new executive webinar session about business continuity and introductions to Cuscen ERP software system. For this educational event, we put together a panel, and with this panel of experts, we'll be talking about business continuity, ROI of investing in business continuity, and introductions to Cuscen ERP Software Enterprise Edition. My name is Kevin Deveci, and I'm with Cuscen USA. Today with me, we have David Discenza. He is the president of Discenza Business Continuity Solutions. He is the subject matter expert in business continuity, and we'll learn the fundamentals of business continuity and the ROI of investing in business continuity today in this live executive webinar session. Also with us today, we have Batu Satılmış with us from Cuscen USA. After David's informative and educational presentation, Batu will take over the screen and he will introduce you the Cuscen ERP software system, the Enterprise Edition, and he'll give you an overview of this ERP system and how you can use it for business continuity and other business operations. Great. So as next step of our executive webinar session today, I'd like to turn it to David Discenza from Discenza Business Continuity Solutions. Let's learn about the fundamentals of business continuity, why it is important for your organization, and let's also talk about, especially learn about ROI of investing in business continuity in this competitive marketplace. David, back to you.
Kevin, thank you very much for the opportunity to address your audience today on this topic. Considering what's going on in the world recently with the CrowdStrike debacle, it's a timely topic. For those of you who don't know me, my name is David Discenza. I'm the president of Discenza Business Continuity Solutions. I work with small to mid-sized companies to help them identify the threats that would disrupt their normal operations, and then I help them develop a plan that they can implement in order to get back to business as usual as quickly as possible. I want to talk today about the return on not investing in operational resilience. I know that seems a little bit odd, but bear with me. But before we begin, I think it's important that we define what operational resilience is. And I would define it this way. It's the ability of your company to be prepared for, to adapt to, and recover from disruptions that would impact your normal operations and your core business lines so that you're able to get back to serving your customers quickly. So what's the goal of an operational resilience program? Well, we want to minimize the impact of these disruptive events. That could mean loss of customers for you, loss of revenue, reputational damages, maybe even some legal challenges to your organization. So why is it that businesses are always focused on ROI, return on investment? Well, it's convenient, right? You only have so much money in your organization. You're not an infinite supply of money. And frankly, you want to know, where are we going to get the most bang for the buck? So why invest in operational resilience? Well, let's keep in mind, not everything's got an ROI. For example, if you have a leadership training program in-house, or if you send people away to work, what's the ROI of that? What's the ROI of your employee health and wellness programs? How about that new furniture that you've gotten for your offices? Where's the ROI on that? Some investments, really, they're just expenses until you go and you use them. So people like me fear and loathe these questions that we get all the time. Okay? What's the ROI of your operational risk planning efforts? How much money will we save? How does this contribute to the bottom line? And my truthful answer to them is, I don't know. I won't know until we actually have to implement a plan. And then we'll be able to figure out just how much money this investment in risk, operational risk planning, has netted for us. So I think these are the right questions to ask. What's the return on not investing? It's like the old question, what if we train them and they leave? Well, what if we don't and they stay? What risks are we willing to accept in place of having an operational risk program? And what value adds that an operational risk program brings are we willing to forego? So what are those value adds? I think there are 7 of them that we can talk about. Starting at the top and working our way around clockwise, it's regulatory compliance, it's brand and reputation protection, it's giving your company a competitive advantage, it's uncovering hidden risks that you weren't aware were there. There's an opportunity for operational improvement. There's a definite opportunity for knowledge capture. And the biggest value add of all is overall resiliency for your business. So let's start with regulatory compliance. You might not be subject to regulatory compliance, although I don't know of a business that isn't in some way, shape, or form. But perhaps in your main product line, you might not be facing regulatory requirements for the time being. Perhaps you were not aware that any business with 10 or more employees, according to OSHA, has got to have an emergency action plan. That's how you're going to deal with fires and floods and events like that. Your customers may require you to have a plan because of regulations they face. I've seen a lot of that since the pandemic. And if you find yourself in violation of regulatory statutes, the fines could be greater than the cost of investing in an operational risk program. But you haven't decided, you've decided you're not going to invest in operational risk. So you're going to overlook all of that. So that moves us on to brand and reputation protection. Having a program in place gives you just another added layer of protection for your brand. And let's face it, brand is everything. Your reputation is everything. If you have a program in place, your customers are going to know that you can be relied on. Your company can be relied on when a disaster strikes. You're going to be there for them. And that's going to help cement their loyalty, because we know customers will remain loyal until you can't provide them with the services that you normally do. And they'll find somebody else who will. But again, you haven't invested in operational risk, so you're going to forego this value add. It can give your company a competitive advantage. You can use that as part of your marketing. Hey, we've got a plan in place. We are ready to face any disruption and get back to business as quickly as possible. And you, we hope, will never even know that. If you've got a plan in place and you run an annual exercise, you've got an even greater advantage because you have practiced on how to recover your business operations. But again, you decided you're not going to invest in operational risk management, so you're going to forego having this as an additional competitive advantage. Risk identification. I have yet to work on a project for a client in that we haven't uncovered some hidden risk that nobody realized was there. I'm working with a client right now. They never considered what their power requirements were in several of their satellite operations just to run their IT. The buildings in which they're located have got emergency generators, but they don't know how much those generators put out in terms of power and if it'll meet the needs that they have for just their IT. So you've got an opportunity to uncover these and then mitigate them or eliminate them by making changes to your operations or making even some physical changes to your facilities. But again, you decided you're not going to do this. So you're going to forego identifying any hidden risks. There's an opportunity for operational improvement. Having a plan means that you've taken a deep dive on your operational processes. You've got an opportunity now to do some process improvement. You might discover that you've got some redundant operations within your organization and you can save some money by consolidating them. It might be an opportunity for you to cross-pollinate ideas from different parts of the business in order to do some process improvement. But again, you decided, operational risk management, that's not for us. So you're going to pass on this value add. Knowledge capture. You're probably going to find out that 80% of institutional knowledge is in the heads of a very small number of people in the organization, maybe 20% of them. People who have been with you a long time, maybe they're baby boomers, and if they are, they're getting ready to walk out the door and into retirement, and they're going to take that knowledge with them. So you have an opportunity now to capture, collect, organize, and disseminate that information throughout your organization. Make it truly institutional knowledge. But again, you decided, we're going to pass on operational risk management, so you're going to overlook this value add to your organization. Finally, because you've got a plan in place, it's going to be easier for you to bounce back. You're a more resilient organization. Your employees have got the knowledge and skills to first identify problems before they become big problems and mitigate them. They've had the opportunity to practice how to recover operations when a disruption occurs. You're that much further ahead of the game. But again, you've decided, no, not this year. So you're going to pass on that value add. Okay, I've been a little tongue-in-cheek here, I will admit it. But hopefully I've convinced you there really are value adds to an operational risk management program for your organization. So let's say that you're on board with this. Where do you get started? What steps do you need to take? Well, the first thing that you need to do is to identify the threats and risks and vulnerabilities of your organization. What's the probability of these threats and risks occurring? What's the frequency at which they could occur? What impact would they have on your organization? How quickly would things develop? And lastly, what would be the reputational impact to your organization should these things happen? Secondly, we want to take a look at what controls and safeguards you currently have in place and how effective are they? What are the protections for your key assets? What actions can you take right now that will reduce the probability and impact of an unintended business interruption? What controls can you put in place to inhibit the impact of unintended interruptions? Do you have a crisis communications plan? I'm going to talk about this a little bit later in greater detail. So our third step, perform a business impact analysis. And that's looking at each one of the business functions and processes your company performs in order to deliver goods and services. You want to know what are the resources that it takes to deliver those goods and services. What departments, dependencies are there, both upstream and downstream? What resources in terms of people, places, things are required in order to deliver those goods and services? So once we have done that, we can develop an operational risk strategy. For example, are you going to have people work from home when there's a disruption? Can they? For some businesses, that'll work fine. It's a little hard for manufacturers to have employees work from home because the machines are back at the shop. If you've got a surviving site, can you transfer work and staff there? Can you outsource the work to another business? Does it make sense for you to have a dedicated alternate site? Do you need to build one? Or are you going to suspend operations until you can make a recovery? All of these things you need to decide and then create your business continuity plan, which should include detailed plans for recovery of your operations, for your technology, your emergency response plan. That's how you're going to respond to fires, floods, weather events, and so on. It will include your incident management plan. That's how you're going to run the recovery. Who's in charge? Who gets to pull the fire alarm, as it were? If that person isn't around, who's next in line to take command? If that person isn't around, who's next in line? Where are you going to meet? When are you going to meet? Are you going to meet virtually, or are you going to meet in a specific place? All of that needs to be worked out. And as I said, there needs to be a crisis communications plan. That's how you're going to effectively and efficiently communicate with all of your key constituencies. That's your employees, that's your vendors, that's your customers. If you are a publicly traded company, that's your investors. And also, how are you going to communicate with the media, both social media and mainstream media like radio, television, newspapers? Lastly, you need to exercise your plan. This is a vital step, and sometimes it gets overlooked. The purpose really is so that people know how to use the plan, how to implement it, how to work through a situation, how to restore your operations. It's also an opportunity for you to identify any gaps or changes or weaknesses in your plan, because your business is dynamic. It's changing every day. You're adding new products, you're improving products, you're retiring products, maybe you're reorganizing the business. So the plan today might not fit your company tomorrow. So running an exercise gives you an opportunity to catch any gaps, changes, or weaknesses. It should involve all the key players within your organization, and it needs to be based on a realistic scenario that could impact the business. So here are some resources that can aid you in helping to build an operational risk management program and a business continuity plan. National Fire Protection Association has their standard 1600. The International Standards Organization has their standard 22301. FEMA has ready-to-go plans in place that you can download and adapt to your organization. They're kind of bare bones, but it's a good place in which to start. And lastly, a little shameless self-promotion here, you can always hire consultants. So I hope I've convinced you that there really is a value add to operational risk management planning and business continuity planning, because as we have seen, things can go wrong very quickly. And is your business ready to deal with that? And with that, Kevin, I'm going to turn it back to you.
David, thank you so much for this introductory presentation. We learned a lot about business continuity and ROI of investing in business continuity practices. So much appreciated. Now we have the foundational knowledge, information about business continuity. Let's talk about how actually use Cuscen ERP to perform your business tasks digitally. For this, I'd like to invite Batu to our virtual stage. This is our session for show and tell. And Batu will show you the Cuscen ERP system on a high level. You'll have an overview, and we'll show you the system in action from finance point of view, from distribution point of the operations, as well as introducing the system in general. Eventually, as serious businesses, we all need a system, a digital system, to run our operations on daily basis and to comply requirements that are coming from different authorities, especially for taxation purposes. So Cuscen ERP is designed to help you run your businesses on daily basis, operations on daily basis, as well as addressing your legal requirements from finance and accounting point of view, from point of the things in general. Sounds good. So what I'll do, I'll stop sharing, and I'm gonna let Batu take over the screen so we can see Cuscen ERP in action.
Thank you, Kevin. Let me introduce myself again. I'm Batu from Cuscen USA, and today I will be showing the Cuscen Enterprise ERP system at a high level. Now let's start with our system. As you can see here, we have the dashboard showing all your KPIs, all your key performance indicators in a color provision environment. We also have our modules at the top, as you can see, such as finance, manufacturing, distribution, CRM, so on. Today, we're going to be focused on mostly on the finance and distribution modules. When we click on finance, as you can see on the left, we can see our sub-modules for the finance. We have accounts receivable, account payable, cash, fixed assets, tax, costing, and lastly, we have the reports. Now, I'm going to go all the important ones. So let's start with account receivable. First, we have the sales invoice. As you can see here, each entry includes the crucial details such as the invoice number, status, associate branch, and project with their invoice date, customer information, and the financials, including the net amount, total amount, and the amount that have been paid. On the table in the middle, we can see each entry with their invoice number, their status, branch, project, with the invoice date, with their total amount. When we click on a specific sales invoice, for example, let's go with this completed one. Let's double click on it, and that will take us to the detail page. Once we get into the detail view, at the top you have the invoice type, as you can see right here, number, invoice number, and the date, along with the document reference and other important information such as the customer name, the payment term, and the currency that is being used. Scrolling down, you'll find the breakdown of the items or services provided. This includes the material code, description, unit, quantity, and total unit price, and the net amount. In our example here, we have one item with the description, as well as the material code, unit, warehouse, with their item category. Next to that, we have customer details. Under customer details, we can see the customer payment address and the shipping address as well. We also have option to see the finance. Under finance, we can see our local amount with the payment method and with the account numbers. All right, that summarized our sales invoice. Now let's go back. Under account receivable, we also can do AR open items, AR prepayment, and AR settlement. Below that, we also have our account payable. Under account payable, we can see all our purchase invoice. You can see here with their status, with their invoice number, with all their branches, and with their vendor. We also have cash. Under cash submodule, we can see all our direct expenses for vendor, all our direct expenses for staff, all our bank reconciliations, and so forth. We also have fixed asset submodule under finance as well, finance module. Under fixed asset, we can see all our asset class, all our asset master, all our asset transfers, and so forth. In addition to that, we can also see our tax. Under tax, we have the sales tax, withholding tax, and employee tax. We can also see total or cost planning and cost settlement. And lastly, under finance, we have the reports, such as we have the finance report. Under finance report, we have the account detail report, account summary report, balance sheet report, and so forth. We also have AP reports. Under AP, we have the AP and aging summary, AP and balance summary. For example, let's run this report. Let's click on run, and we're going to be running one more time. And as you can see here, we can see the AP balance summary report with their vendor code, their vendor name, AP account number, with their pre-amount and their total balance on the far right. All right, this summarizes our finance module. Now I'm going to be talking about our distribution module. Now let's click on it. Once we click on it, as you can see, first we have the purchase, we have the purchase request, we also have sale, we also have like inventory, we can production, we also have bin, and lastly again we have the reports for distribution module. Now let's go back to purchase and let's start with purchase order. Let's click on it. Here you're presented with a comprehensive list of all purchase orders. You can see in the first column the PO number, status, branch, and then important details like briefly. Each row here that you see represents a unique purchase order. You can notice the status column on the second column reflects where each order is in the procurement cycle. This can be from open, pending, approved, complete, and even cancel. You can also take a close look at the vendor name and the date columns as well. This ensures you how you are doing businesses with and when transactions are happening. Again, once we click on one specific purchase orders, let's go with the second one, for example. Let's double click on it, and that will take us to a detailed view again. Once we're in a detailed view at the top, you can see the PO type with the PO date. We can see which currency this purchase order is in. We can also see our PO number with the vendor name, with which branch it belongs to. On the right, we can see our amount with the total cost and that amount that's been paid. Below the detail section, we also have the items. As you can see, for the specific order, we have 2 items with their material code, description, which warehouse they are in, with the item category, their quantity. If you move a little bit right, we can see the net amount as well. Next to items, we have the vendor details. Under vendor details, you can see the payment methods and the shipping address. We also have the price history as well. As you can see here on the price history, we can see again with the vendor code, the vendor name, our PO number, item with the item description. All right, this was our purchase submodule under distribution. Now let's move on to the sale. Under sales submodule, we have we can see all our sales orders. So now let's click on it, and we'll be moving on to the sales order, where you can streamline all your sales process. At the top, the search bar at the top helps you with quick retrieval of specific orders for orders or customers. Below that, we have the table. We can see all our sales order in each row with their SO number, with their current status, with their customer name, date, branch, description of the specific sales order, such as this one, with their currency code. If we move a little bit right, we can see total amount as well. Now let's click on a specific sales order, such as this completed one. And again, we'll be going into a detailed view. Once we're in a detailed view again, at the top, we can see the sub type with the date. We can see the customer name with the customer code. We can also see the branch and the currency this sales order been in. On the right, we have the status of the sales order, which is completed, and we can also see our total amount. Below that, we have the item for the sales order with the material code and the description of the item. And if you move a little bit to the right, we can see the unit price of the item and the total amount of this sales order as well. Again, next item, we can see all our customer details. And if there is any comments section, we also have a do it through under here under comments as well, if you want to put any optional comments for the specific sales order. Now let's move into inventory. As you can see, we can request transfer under inventory. We can material transfers. We can issue material issue production. We can see all our material expenses. But I'm going to be talking about material balance by branch. So I'm going to be clicking on here. As you can see under material balance by branch, here we can see all our items with their specific branch, with their description, as you can see with their item code, with their base units. We can see their unrestricted stocks with their total cost. If you click on a specific, material, we go in the detail and you can see the plant, branch, quantity of the material with the material code and the item description. Also, we have the production. Under production, this is a light production. As you can see, we have the bill of materials here. We can see it here with their BOM number, with the description. We can also optional run MRP here. We can also see all our production orders. As you can see here with their order number, we can see their status with their branch, again with their description. On the right, we can see our total standard price and our actual price. And lastly, I want to talk about our reports. Again, under distribution, we have reports for sale. Let me click on the sales report. As you can see, when we click on our sales report, these are all the reports under sale. We can see all our sales order by customer, sales order by salesman, shipping by customer. We also have reports for purchase. We can see all our purchase request detail, purchase order summary, for example. So let's run this report. So let's run it. And we're going to be choosing our dates. So I'm going to be going a little bit more backwards. And we're going to be clicking around one more time. As you run it, we can see all our purchase order summary report as with their PO type at the left first column, with their priority level. We can see each PO number for each order. We can also see order date with their promise date, again with their vendor code and with their vendor name. And on the right, we can see which currency the specific purchase orders are in, with their order quantity, open quantity. And on the far right, we can see our net amount with their status. We also have reports for inventory, sales inquiry, purchase inquiry, and inventory inquiry. And that summarizes the whole finance and distribution module under Cuscen ERP. Kevin, I'm handing it back to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the demonstration, Batu. It was very informative. Now we know how the Cuscen enterprise software system looks, how it feels, and how it is helpful for companies to make sure their business continuity is in place digitally on cloud whenever they like. Thank you very much. Much appreciated for this demonstration. Okay, great. So it looks like it is my turn now, and I'm going to be talking about Cuscen ERP. It is benefits, features on a high level, and we'll also have a Q&A session where we address your questions about business continuity as well as Cuscen ERP system. Cuscen ERP is the most customer-centric business software platform, has been in the market since 2012. Cuscen stands for customer-centric, as you can tell from the acronym. And when we look at the Cuscen ERP system in general, it comes as two different editions. One is that Cuscen ERP Enterprise Edition. Another one is Cuscen ERP Small Business Edition. So that we have two editions to help businesses manage their accounting, finance, operations, and business continuity needs digitally. That's actually the real benefit of it. And there are many reputable national and international brands, organizations, companies, and institutions are using Cuscen on daily basis to manage their accounting, finance, and day-to-day operations digitally. As an enterprise software system, Cuscen is a mature software system, has been in the market for a long time. It has a modern underlying architecture. It is safe, secure, and the entire system is permission-based. So all the users set in Cuscen ERP system, they are subject to privileges. So each user basically can see and operate in the parts that are allowed to operate. So that is very helpful. In addition, there are also audit trails available for the system. One of the important benefits of Cuscen ERP is there is 24 hours, 7 days customer support available. So not only Cuscen provides the state-of-the-art latest ERP software system, in addition, it also comes with 24/7 customer support. So you're always supported. You'll always be able to find somebody who's going to be addressing your questions and helping you enjoy the benefits of Cuscen on daily basis. Some of the safety functionalities of Cuscen ERP, that is also two-factor authentication when you are logging into the system. And there is a audit trail that you can keep track of user activities and history. So let me look at the Cuscen ERP. The foundational module is actually accounting and finance. And accounting comes with general ledger, accounts receivable, accounts payable, cash transaction, tax management functionalities. Comes with also reports and mobile application. Mobile application is very nifty. It's very user-friendly. You can download it from the App Store and you can use it. You can enjoy the benefits of Cuscen ERP on desktop, laptop, as well as your mobile device, smartphone or a tablet, for instance. Cuscen comes with a workflow engine underneath, so you can actually be able to approve your purchasing activities, for example, purchase requests, purchase orders, and other activities. So that is very helpful. And that basically helps you control the activities going on the software system as well as in your company on daily basis. Cuscen comes with vertical solutions, vertical editions. There is a manufacturing edition for process as well as discrete manufacturing. There is a real estate edition to help you manage your lease, facilities, contracts, for instance. So that is also ready-made as an option for you to pick. There is a distribution management system available. These basically comes with inventory, purchasing and sales operations. And there is also a construction edition for your company to manage construction projects and also perform project accounting. In addition to these modules, there is also a fixed asset module available in Cuscen to help you manage the life cycle of your assets, your buildings, your machinery, equipment, amortization, depreciation, and their general ledger. When we look at the distribution management module on a high level, you can manage your inventory. And there are multiple inventory valuation methods available, FIFO, LIFO, average cost, and so on. You can also see your replenishments, the time to order, min and max. You can also set in terms of your inventory levels. You can manage different warehouses and different shelves and locations also in the warehouse. You can also manage your purchasing activities, purchase requisition, as well as purchase orders. Everything comes with a work order, by the way, work flow, by the way, so that you can have approvals, request, and all those transactions can be done per request, also per approvals, so that you can have an audit trail for each transaction. In addition, sales teams can also enjoy the benefits of Cuscen. Sales teams can generate sales quotations, sales orders, shipment management, customer prices, discounts, and so on. So it is a very hands-on software system also for sales teams, in addition to purchasing and inventory teams, as well as one can also manage the sales activities, customer activities from the pricing, as well as commercial subjects on daily basis. Manufacturing module is very exciting in a way that it actually helps you manage both process manufacturing and discrete manufacturing. Whether you are a food and beverage company, whether you are an automotive company or aerospace company or electronics company in discrete manufacturing practices, for example, you can enjoy the benefits of Cuscen manufacturing from beginning to end, from planning to execution, reporting, and delivery. So in that sense, it is very capable, mature edition of Cuscen ERP system overall. There are ready-made reports available in Cuscen. These reports are customizable, so you can use as it is. In addition, you can update these reports, you can customize them for reporting purposes to see the KPIs and activities of your organization. Cuscen comes with advanced integration capabilities, so there is third-party integration option is always available. Any business software system that you may have, Cuscen can be integrated and helps you run it simultaneously in an integrated manner. Great. So far we talked about the fundamentals of business continuity and ROI of investing in business continuity in any business. Also, we had an overview of Cuscen ERP system, and I just presented to you Cuscen and its benefits and features on a high level. So let's also address your questions in this brief session, because I have been receiving your questions in the chat box as well as via email, so I like to address them. So one of the questions is actually about business continuity. How often should we visit our business continuity plans at our company? So actually, that's a pretty good question, and David addressed that earlier. So you need to set actually certain time frame as to address your business continuity as of where you are and your moving forward business continuity plans. So you can ideally have it quarterly, but at least twice a year you need to visit these business continuity status review, as well as plans for moving forward. So minimum quarterly, but twice a year is ideal for typically for many companies. There are other questions as well. Let me look at them. Okay, so one question is about Cuscen ERP. Okay, so does Cuscen ERP come with project accounting features available? Yes. So there is project accounting available in Cuscen. So you can manage your accounting activities by project, just like construction, for example, could be another industry. And you can manage your accounting transactions, general ledger transactions per accounting, and you can also get reports out of it accordingly. So the short answer is yes. Okay, so another question is about production planning. Okay, so you mentioned that there is manufacturing module available. How advanced is the production planning in Cuscen? Okay, that's actually a pretty good question. So in Cuscen, you can actually from beginning to end manage your entire business process, right? So you can manage your sales operations, sales quotations, demand management in a way. And on the manufacturing part, you can also manage your bill of material based on the orders that you have taken, and you can do the planning and run MRP accordingly. So there is planning available. We also have ISV solutions available for advanced planning and scheduling integrated with Cuscen. So if you like to have advanced production capacity planning and advanced production scheduling, we also have that option as well as part of Cuscen coming and being offered to manufacturers. So there is planning in Cuscen manufacturing, and there is also advanced planning options available integrated with Cuscen also for your convenience. Okay, great. That's a pretty good question actually. Okay, let's see. I think we can get one more question because our timing is almost done. Oh, by the way, yeah, I have to say, as you can see on this screen, we also add our contact information. You can see my email address, David's email address, as well as Batu's email address. So you may have more questions or you would like to continue having this conversation about business continuity, investing in business continuity, as well as Cuscen ERP overview. You can please send us an email and we can schedule a more detailed session with you, for you, and we can listen to your business challenges, requirements, and expectations, and we can address those at this meeting also. So we definitely welcome the continuation of this conversation. So please feel free to send us an email so we can address all of your questions and we can have introductions and get to know your organization better in more detail. We definitely welcome it. Yeah, in the same time, I'm looking at the questions. Okay, so one of the questions is actually about the mobile application. Okay, so is mobile application standard option in Cuscen, or it's an additional functionality that you offer at a cost? So as soon as you get Cuscen ERP, say you just get accounting or finance module as a fundamental business functionality, mobile application comes with it. So it is actually essential part of Cuscen ERP, the mobile app. And as soon as you get any of the modules of Cuscen, you'll get the mobile application without saying. So in that sense, it's definitely in your favor, and we welcome it, definitely. We love you to use Cuscen ERP's mobile application, enjoy the benefits of it no matter where you are via your smartphone or tablet, and you can continue running your business on Cuscen, whether you're on tablet or smartphone. Definitely, we welcome it. Okay, good. I think yeah, we addressed some of the questions. There may be some more questions. Please send us an email and we'll be happy to address them, or we can have a session with you, for instance. We definitely welcome it. And it has been actually a very, very educational webinar today. Thank you so much for your interest. There are many more subjects that we'll be covering in coming weeks. So please follow our YouTube channel as well as our Facebook page, LinkedIn page on Cuscen, and we'll be organizing more informative and educational executive webinars in coming weeks. So thank you so much for your time and interest. Having said that, as this is the end of our executive webinar session for today, I'd like to thank our attendees. I'd like to thank David. I'd like to thank Batu for his demonstration. Thank you, David, for your presentation. And I'd like to thank you for your time and for your interest for Cuscen ERP as well as business continuity moving forward. So thank you so much for your time and thank you for your interest. And we are looking forward to having you at our coming executive webinar sessions. Thank you so much and have a nice day.
Thank you for attending the Cuscen USA Executive Webinar session. For more information, please visit the corporate website at cuscenusa.com. Looking forward to seeing you at future executive webinar sessions. Have a great day. Thank you.